We already run our customer work in Odoo. Why should SMS force us into separate provider apps, separate inboxes, and a different process for every team?
It shouldn't. Corvus gives you one Odoo messaging layer for multiple providers, multiple business numbers, outbound SMS, inbound replies, MMS, routing, and team collaboration. Let's begin where your administrator begins: settings, technical, phone and SMS, then SMS gateways.
I only see active gateways. How do I review every provider template that is available?
Remove the active filter. Now you can review active, inactive, and archived gateway configurations together. For daily administration, apply active again. That returns the list to gateways currently allowed to send. We'll open the Telnyx demonstration gateway. The same engine can be configured for Twilio, LoopMessage, or another HTTP-based provider without replacing Odoo's Composer.
Providers don't all use the same URL or request format. How can one gateway engine handle that?
You configure the endpoint, priority, country prefixes, HTTP method, and request type. A provider can use a GET query, post form data, or a JSON request body. Parameters map provider keys to the phone, multiple phone numbers, message text, and authentication values. Scope controls whether each key belongs to sending, status, inbound processing, or more than one flow. Headers work the same way. You can build authorization and content headers with reusable credential placeholders, without hard-coding a provider into the sending logic. For JSON providers, the body template supports typed phone lists, a single phone, message text, tokens, and other credentials. Request Preview helps your implementer verify the generated request before sending.
What if one provider account owns several business numbers, and different employees should use different lines?
One gateway can hold multiple sender numbers. Here, New York and Canada are separate lines, each with its own label, priority, country rules, default behavior, and active state. You can restrict a number to approved users and apply hourly or daily limits. That gives you number-level governance without purchasing a separate module for every line.
Sending a request is one thing. How does Odoo understand whether the provider accepted, delivered, queued, or rejected it?
The Status tab parses the immediate HTTP response. Success and error keys, HTTP codes, response text, and provider message IDs can be translated into Odoo delivery states. For later delivery updates, delivery callbacks map the provider's UUID, message ID, status, and error fields. Provider-specific values such as delivered, queued, expired, or invalid number are normalized for Odoo.
Outbound configuration is clear. But Odoo doesn't provide a complete inbound SMS or MMS workflow by itself. How are replies handled?
Each gateway receives its own protected callback URL. You map the sender, recipient, text, media, and provider message ID. Paths, such as data from, handle nested JSON payloads. When one provider URL carries both messages and delivery events, the webhook discriminator separates inbound content from status callbacks. Idempotency prevents repeated webhook deliveries from creating duplicate messages. Optional signature verification and timestamp freshness checks protect providers that support signed callbacks. Before going live, Test Payload Parser lets your implementer paste a sample payload in headers, then inspect the parsed result without sending a real message.
Can our team reuse approved wording instead of rewriting common messages every time?
Yes. SMS templates hold reusable text, placeholders, tags, ordering, and active status. A template can be selected in a campaign while your regular conversations still use Odoo's native composer.
When a customer replies, how does the system decide which Odoo document should receive the conversation?
You choose a primary target and fallback behavior. Corvus can use recent outbound context, contacts, CRM records, or the dedicated SMS inbox, so unmatched replies are not silently lost.
What does an operator see when an inbound reply reaches the shared inbox?
The thread shows inbound and outbound direction, sender number, MMS evidence, unread state, and linked business context. Operators stay in Odoo instead of checking a provider portal.
And if automatic routing chose the wrong lead or customer document?
Use Reroute SMS. Choose the document type, search the correct target, and move that inbound message while preserving its SMS history. We'll close the dialog without changing this demo record.
Does my team have to leave the customer record to continue the conversation?
No. Each business number has its own conversation tab, while internal keeps private team notes separate. The last active conversation can reopen automatically.
Can the same composer handle pictures, documents, audio, and real SMS length?
Yes. Attachments can turn the message into MMS, voice messages can be recorded and transcribed, and the GSM counter shows characters and SMS parts before you send.
What if an operator needs help understanding a long thread or writing a better reply?
AI can summarize the conversation across selected numbers and suggest the next reply using the business context already on screen. The operator can also make a draft shorter, longer, softer, more formal, or friendlier. Nothing is sent until the user reviews and sends it.
Some customers prefer another language. How do we keep that conversation understandable for both sides?
Set the customer's language, translate the draft, switch between original and translated text, or enable translation for the thread. Translation settings remain available per workflow, and we'll avoid making an external request in this demo.
What if I'm working elsewhere in Odoo and need to answer Alex quickly?
The floating inbox opens over your current screen. Search the customer, choose the correct business number, review context, and continue the conversation without abandoning your work.
How will my team notice a new reply if the inbox isn't open?
The SMS system shows unread totals and message previews. Real-time bus updates keep the inbox, chatter tabs, floating chat, and top bar synchronized. If desktop notifications are not enabled, authorize them here. New inbound events can then produce an Odoo notice, a desktop notification, and the configured sound alert.
Can this same foundation support controlled outreach and still keep replies actionable?
The optional SMS Blaster companion selects the gateway, sender number, and approved SMS template for the campaign. Advanced controls add text variation, unique variants, pacing, and a time zone-aware send window, so outreach is deliberate rather than an uncontrolled blast. Campaign replies return to the campaign inbox. Your team can reply, archive, block, or convert genuine interest into a CRM lead.
So the main value is consistency, not just another way to send a text.
Exactly. One Odoo experience for providers, numbers, SMS, MMS, inbound routing, templates, translation, AI assistance, notifications, quick chat, and campaign follow-up. Your team learns one workflow, and your business maintains one messaging foundation.